Okay, let's see what Duncan Webb's speech is.
Congratulate the member who's in charge of this bill for speaking for 10 minutes on a bill which does nothing more than raise the age of excusal from 65 to 72. It's not a bad bill. I'll put you out of your misery. We're going to support it. But of all the ways in which we could make New Zealand better, this member has chosen to raise the age at which someone can tap out of jury service. That's it. Well, you have another bill in the ballot. I hope you can do something a little more ambitious next time. But if we actually want, juries are important. Juries are important because it's the idea that ultimately, if we're in trouble with the law, we're judged by our peers. One of the important things about juries is that they're representative. So I'm absolutely fine with people up to 72 being compelled to be summoned for jury service. But I tell you what, if we really want to have a representative jury, we probably should look at the $31 a half day that they're paid. Because if you've got to take a day off work, $31 a half day doesn't cut it. Or you could look at the fact that childcare is capped at $80 a day. If you want mums and dads to come along and serve on juries, and we do, we want to have a look at that as well and ensure that actual costs of childcare are covered and not just a token amount. Or even as much as providing lunch. So if you get to serve on a jury and it goes over lunch, you've got to bring your own lunch. Now, there's some pretty simple fixes, because the danger is, and we know this from juries, I've been in courts and seen juries selected, people who serve on juries are skewed towards people with spare time. People to whom it's interesting and they haven't got a job to hold down, or, a child that needs attention and can't be put in care. So we do actually already have a skew towards older people who have got time on their hand. So, yep, we're very happy for this bill to go through. I'm pretty sure it'll get through the House. It probably won't trouble the Justice Committee for too long either. But, if we're going to have juries that are truly representative from all sections of community, not just those that can take a few days off, we really need to address the wider questions in juries as well. And that's a job that I'd encourage the government to do. Kia ora.
That's actually a good point about the $31 per half day for the cost, to jury service, because that has not changed in years. But the part that actually will make you cringe, if you're receiving a benefit, you have to declare that and have your benefit abated for that $31.
No, you're kidding me.
No, it is in that, even that the income is tax exempt.
That's why I kind of stated earlier, is I would kind of like to have jury service be an optional thing, just in case people have conflicts like that. But I don't have anything ironed out or anything like a big proposal I could bring to Parliament or anything like that. But it's just something that could potentially be there in the future for consideration.
Yeah.
And should be.
But I don't know, what do you change the rate of jury service? A living wage? Because isn't your employer meant to top up your wages for jury service? I don't know the whole ins and outs, but if you're actually paid a living wage for it, then it means your employer doesn't have to quite foot the bill as much.
Not entirely sure, but that would be a good suggestion, yes.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately it's not a finance bill, but that could be something we could check and go outside the bill, but here's a great part to add, is considering I often do on LTP submissions.
At the end of the day, how many jury trials are there each year in the system? There can't be that many. That can't be that big a cost where you're looking at compensating people. What price do you put on that? What price do you put on good justice where, $31 a day and you don't get lunch? Eh? Seriously? I'd be interested to see the last time that was reviewed. If you go on today's shopping prices, what's that, a block of cheese and a block of butter?
What's the price of a kg of tasty cheese?
What price is justice?
1 kg, tasty.
Yeah, we want good panels of people, sitting on a cross section of New Zealanders sitting on those things, so that justice is.
The last thing we want is rush to jury, going, I'm not getting paid very much for this, I'm just going to rush through it all. It's
It's 1.5 blocks of 1 kg tasty cheese. That's how much your jury service is worth.
That's it. That's what you get for a day.
1.5 blocks of cheese.
That's just not acceptable. How many coffees is that?
How many
Sam?
coffees?
How
What size coffee are we doing? Are we doing a large one at Newtown Market prices?
Caramel lattes. How many?
And what size are we doing the caramel latte? And I'll work it out. Large.
Yeah,
okay, so that will be $8. So 31 divided by 8 would be 3.875. Or for rounding, we'll say 4 caramel bit lattes from Bean here. Unfortunately, on Saturday, the courts aren't open.
I'm not going to lie, I would do jury service for free coffee.
I think there's free instant, but you never know. I mean, they could have improved things.
No, not instant. No.
No, I know. It's like a literal crime to sit there and say that.
3.8 lattes. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a small price to pay.
yeah. Or if we sit there and have to put alternative milk like myself and Laura have to have, it would only be free.
Yeah. Free coffee all day. And they get a meal.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave, for that comment.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok.